Hi, Kyle Solero at BurnettDriskill, here to answer some common questions about disability claims. Some of you might remember months ago when we had a mock administrative law judge video for Social Security hearings. One of the comments that we got in response to that video was from a user, ZT Weave. And ZT Weave asked, why are there even vocational specialists? They're not medical specialists or psychiatrists. They could find a job for a monkey with no hands, legs, and tail. And show me the ad for a company looking for a lens inserter. Did he mean a certified optometrist? And I want to give a short answer to this question, which is a really good question, with kind of an analogy. Imagine that a vocational expert is something like a chef. And imagine that the chef is only allowed to use ingredients or prepare dishes that are from the former Soviet Union. And the chef can only use ingredients that come from a gas station. You can imagine that the meal that you get in response to that is not going to be something that you're going to want to eat. But is it really the chef's fault? We'll explain a little bit more. A vocational expert is a professional that's hired by Social Security to come up with specific answers from their professional expertise within certain parameters about a claimant, the person who's seeking the benefits, about their vocational abilities. They're really just there to answer very, very specific questions. And here's the crucial takeaway on that. The vocational expert doesn't actually give any input on how limited the claimant actually is. So the vocational expert doesn't get to decide how much the medical conditions actually affect the claimant. That's a medical decision that ends up being made by the administrative law judge or by the medical consultants that are hired by Social Security, or in other cases by insurance company doctors. So they decide how long a claimant can sit, stand, push, pull, walk, and all those kinds of things. The ALJ, the judge, then takes those and presents them to the vocational expert in a hypothetical. In response, the vocational expert's going to come up with theoretical job opportunities. So ZT Weave is entirely right to say that vocational experts aren't medical specialists. They're definitely not. In fact, they're not allowed to speculate about that at all. And they do definitely come up with some unusual positions, some unusual jobs like lens inserter. And that's because they're working from, again, this old textbook called the Dictionary of Occupational Titles. In many cases, it hasn't been updated in decades. So they're working from a cookbook that is just limited by its very nature. It's not necessarily the vocational expert's fault. It's more just the way that the rules are written. So if their testimony doesn't seem realistic, it's not because the vocational expert necessarily wants the claim denied. It's more because the ingredients and the things that they're working from have really limited the kind of output that they can give. It has more to do with the medical records and the administrative law judge than the vocational expert. And I think in another video, we're going to want to talk a little bit more about the kinds of questions to ask vocational experts at hearings. There are some things you can do to improve your chances. So thank you for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, and feel free to contact our office with any questions.